How does he treat his queen? How does he treat the people around his castle, outside and inside of the palace walls? Asking all these questions to me at once. Looking at her, I smile, before telling her I am not of royalty. I am just a commoner. I'm just a person living on land. We do not have a king or queen which ruled it. You're a peasant? Asking of me. No, I am myself. I am just a person walking the land, living day by day as any human should live. I am so jealous of you now, turning around, beginning to walk away. I reach for a hand. Please do not go. I think you need a friend. Can I be a friend to you? You have no idea what it's like for me. You have no idea when you were born. Your life was laid out before you could even speak. My mother told me when I was a child I liked to sleep a lot. She said she had to wake me up to feed me. I would have liked to meet your mother. You cannot. She was killed when I was 6. All the memories I remember were of her, but only when I was a child. I am sorry. I did not mean to stir a bad memory. It's not a bad memory. I do not know how my mother was killed. My father just told me one night while I waited for dinner, my mother would not be coming anymore. Once again, I am sorry for your loss. I never got a name from you. What do they call you here? Laughing at me when saying this to her. I am Katerina. Everyone just calls me Kat. Her name was the most beautiful thing I have ever heard in my life. Those things were in that moment you knew you fell in love. This was the moment I fell in love with Katerina, falling in love with her, because at that moment of time we had together, we had a great relationship. But I ruined all of it easily. I have to leave, but before I go, what is your name? You have mine now. Justine, I say proudly, explaining nowadays it would just be the name, Justin. Justine, we shall be friends till the end. Her words did not seem bad at the time, but now they scare the crap out of me. Brother, wake up, nudging me from my deep sleep. You were out all night. I almost had to send a search party after you. Where were you? I did not want to tell my middle brother, Syrian, about Katerina. I did not want to tell any of my brothers or father about her. What is the reasoning behind waking me up? It is midday. How can you be asleep this long? Would you believe me if I told you I was in a dream where I was talking to an angel? The angel in my dream was reality. Oh, brother, you are too young to be in love with anything. I did not want to tell him anything. I just listened to him. I wanted to take you on a hunt. I want to show what you will be expecting when you become 16, when you will fully transform into one of us. You have to see what it's like watching me perform. I agree. I get dressed. A few hours walking into some land. Syrian tells me to hide. He transforms himself into something I would be transforming into. I watch him. I watch him tear apart 2 men. Then I watch him tear into them, eating, changing back into human form, the sweat coming out from his normal body. He puts on his pants. He tells me the annoying thing about when you turn back into human form, you are completely naked. But he assures us your body is fully heated from feeling the cold. Do you know who you killed? Or did you just kill 2 random men because you wanted to? Why do you ask dumb questions? It's not dumb. I was just wondering, why do we kill? Is it for sport, or is it population control? When I tell father of this, he's going to flip his lid. Why did you kill these men? I ask again, wanting an answer. 1, it's for food. Food. We can eat regular food. I've been eating meat, potatoes, that kind of thing my whole life. You eat those foods because you are not a wolf yet. This is why you eat those things. When you become one of us, your body requires a special need in your belly. Nothing like potatoes, meat, or even vegetables will satisfy you after you become a wolf. I never knew of this. During dinner, Sirion, Patheon, Drayon, my 3 brothers, all quiet. My father, the lord of us all, laughed out first. My brothers followed next. They all laughed because Sirion had told everyone what I had talked about with him earlier about the food stuff. "You think you will want to eat normal mortal food after your christening," Father says next. "I think I can eat both types of food, right?" Father laughs. "Nobody is going to want to eat normal food after you become a wolf." "Why is that?" "Because the flesh, because the sinfulness of eating human flesh, your teeth, your devoutness, will outweigh mortal human foods." Looking at my brothers, looking at my father, I looked at the table. I then just realized the food they were eating was not the food I was eating. Blood, corpses, meat, human meat, on their plates, while on my plate I had potatoes. I had some sheep meat. They were eating human flesh. "Leave us," Father asked my brothers to leave the dinner table. One by one they left. Being there alone with my father, I wonder if there was a scolding coming next. "Ugh," my father sighs before speaking. "You have too many questions, for too many to be answered in a day, you know." "Am I in trouble, Father? Have I angered you?" "No, my son. You are the special boy out of my 4 boys. Your mother would be so proud of you." "I wish Mom was alive. I wish Mother was here to see my christening." Me too, Father sang. "Is there another question you want to ask? I hear your brothers grow tired of you asking them question after question." "Was Mother mortal? Was she a wolf?" I never asked this question before. I think it was because I never thought about these questions until I got older. Sitting next to me, sitting in Sirion's seat, putting an arm on my shoulder, hugging me, I could sense I had my father miss my mother right there. I did not say anything else about anything. I just ate my meal. My father, his arm still around my shoulder. 2 days later, it was daylight. Walking around the land, I met Katerina again. This time, I met her because her horse. She was being taken to a new land. Her carriage just so passed me. The carriage stops. "It's you," she says, opening her carriage door. "Queen," I say with a smile. "I am not a queen. My mother is. I am the only princess in all of the kingdom. Are you walking somewhere?" "I was just walking, admiring a sunny day. How about you?" "I am frustrated. Would you accompany me before I reach my destination?" Offering me my one and only ever ride inside a coach. I remember royal servants gave me a look, but they knew I was a kid. They knew I meant no harm to her. They knew I would not do anything stupid. Inside the carriage, she went on and on about how frustrated she was with her parents. I asked what they did. Her response: "They want me to meet a young knight who is the same age as me. They want me to be his wife. They want me to unite both kingdoms." That sounds off. But at that time, this was how it was done in those days. Those days when you were not in America. These days were the times where kings had knights meet their daughters. They marry them off. I always thought this was stupid. It was stupid because you should let your daughter marry whoever the hell they wanted to marry. These people were dumb. These people were part of those people, you say, who were part of the Stone Ages, basically. "What about your upcoming birthday? What are the plans?" inquiring about with me. I could not tell her anything about this. I just made up a story on how my father and my brothers were just giving me a huge supper. What she didn't know was the supper was going to be the person who I would be devouring of something that saddened me when thinking of. Traveling for what seemed like a long time, I could see through the peephole of the carriage. I see another palace, horns sounding off. We get into the castle. She tells me to wait here, telling me to wait inside the carriage until she came back. I said, "All right, I will wait for you." Waiting what seemed like a long time, she bangs on the carriage. I open the door. She sits next to me. "Can you believe this prince?" Her first words to me. She uses her fists, tapping on the top of the carriage, signaling for the carriage to return her back to her castle. The whole ride back, she went on and on about this prince. When I got a word in, first thing I asked her, "What did he say? What was his demeanor like?" "First, he looked at my body. He looked at it from a way how very ungodly someone would be looking at it." I did not know what she meant then, but I know now what the prince's intentions were. When you become a suitor, when someone is going to want to marry you, you should know the person. Know if they should love you only after they get to know you, after you get to know someone for some time. You should not be forced to marry. You should be married only when you are in love. Sitting next to me, leaning her shoulder to mine, for people who did not think of this as one of those moments when something so special, the special moment of what was happening before you. I did not realize I let a stupid gift God had presented before me. Getting closer to her castle, I asked her to stop the carriage so I could let her go. She said, "Nonsense, I want you to meet my parents." I looked at her. I was scared, but I think she wanted to show her parents she had a friend. I remember looking outside of the carriage. I could see the people in the land. I saw something very sad. I saw a lot of people starving. I saw the place she had come from. It was not a good place. We get inside the palace. The carriage stops, the doors opening. Her royal subjects, one taking her hand. She pushes it away. She grabs my hand. The two of us walk into the main throne room. Her dad, the king, her mom, the queen, both sitting on their thrones. Still holding my hand. Well, she was dragging it, trying to break from hers. The king, the first thing he says when seeing both of us arm in arm, "Who is this? He does not look like the prince I had you meet." "He is not the prince, the one who was so rude to me. This," pointing at me, "this is my friend, the only man who sees me for me." "My dear darling," the queen, breaking my hand. Thank God, I tell myself. She takes her daughter. She looks at her in full swoop. She was being a mother, basically, attending to her baby cub, basically. "What did the prince try on you?" Queen, asking of her daughter. "Nothing I couldn't handle, mother. He was just arrogant and rude. I do not wish to marry him. How could you two pick him to marry me?" "My dear," the king, looking at his guards, the guards looking at me next. "You are her friend. Thank you for accompanying my daughter back to the kingdom. But you are not needed. The royal guards will walk you out. Thank you again. This is a private matter." The king, looking at his guards, the guards walking me out. But before they could, I asked the king a question before leaving. "Your people outside of the castle? What about them?" "Do you see them often?" "Of course I see them. They are my people." "They are starving. They all look as if you treat them badly," I say without filter. The king approached me. "Are you saying I treat my people like dirt?" "Do you?" Katerina, walking towards her father. "Have you been starving the people again? I have seen you done this to them about 4 times now. Why do you do this?" "My darling, you are not meant to see these things." "Why do you starve them?" "My child, sometimes the taxes are not paid by the peasants. We need to thin the herd. Nobody is having children. We have less workers." "You justify this," saying this before looking at the king. "My guards are escorting you out. Why are you still in my court?" The guards lead me out. Katerina, I see her arguing with her dad outside of the gates, walking past the sick and starving peasants. I can understand why the king is doing this. The land is dying, but not his throne.